Shalom everybody. This is a special video that I'm just doing about something that's been heavy on my mind and I've been concerned with lately. I'd seen a few things, but I hadn't really dug into it, and so now I dug into it, and I think that everybody out there who is religious should be very concerned about this item. I saw there was a movie a little while back called Food Inc. Talking about our food and where it comes from and how that's worked. And then there was a movie called The Future of Food that I listened to, and because I kosher, I'm always interested in finding out about what they're doing to the food and stuff. And what I found out is there's a company called Monsanto that has been going around buying up seeds. They genetically alter the seeds, which for most people should be a big problem, because they actually found a way to break into the DNA, to break the DNA of an item, of a living being, and insert different DNA. So they're doing what in the Torah would be forbidden, which is this concept of mingling. It's like you're not supposed to mingle diverse animals, crossbreed. Same with plants and stuff, and they're taking things, bacteria and E. coli and different things, and they're injecting it in and replacing pieces of that DNA with other things. Now, originally when this was done, it was rejected by the market, but then they went kind of quiet, and it's really crazy the more you dig into this to see how wicked and how troubling this is, and I think you're going to hear a lot more about this as time goes on, hopefully. Because what they're doing is, the people who regulate this kind of stuff is the EPA, the FDA, and the Department of Agriculture. And if you actually look in these videos, they show that the heads of all of these places are ex-Monsanto employees, vice presidents and employees and owners and stuff. And they've literally, when GMOs and stuff first came out, people said, we don't want genetically modified food. We don't want to eat it. We don't know what it's going to do to our DNA or to us. And so what happened was, it was totally rejected at first. Then they just went quiet for it. They got their people into all these regulatory places, and all of a sudden they got it to where they're not regulated, that they're going to be treated just like it was regular food, not like it's something that's been altered. And so they had no regulations, and they were just experimenting and making this stuff. Well, they created all of these seeds, and now when you look at it, what they've done is they're also going through and buying up all the seeds, because they're exploiting patent law to alter the seed and then create a patent for it. These seeds, they get spread around. So even if these GMO seeds are planted next to organic farm, or a truck carrying them is driving down the road and some blows over, seeds move around and they start infecting these other places. Well, what's happening, and whether or not they're doing it on purpose and infecting these farmers, or it's just an accident, I tend to think that it's on purpose myself. They've taken it to court, because they have some of these judges even that are receiving either been ex-Monsanto employees, or they're receiving money or whatever. What's happening is they ruled basically saying that this is a patent infringement. So what they do is they go into the organic farmer they go in and they find some of these seeds that have mingled, and they start to contaminate their stuff, and then they say, you owe us money because you didn't buy a license to have our patented forms of seeds. And so they're putting these guys, either they're forcing them, essentially they're extorting money out of them, or they're running them through legal cases so much that these farmers don't have a lot of money, they end up going out of business. And so they're gobbling up their competition. It's really insidious what's happening. And the more you dig, it's not hidden. It's all over the place. You'll find out. And what they're doing, they're even doing this in other countries, where they're going in and spreading that. Because, see, once they have a patent, then anything that's alive, right, with their modification is theirs. It's their property. And so what's happening is, these seeds, once they go into a community, they're going to spread out anyway. And this is their way of saying, I own this. And they even have seeds that are that terminate after 1 year. See how it normally works is you plant a seed, and at the end of the harvest you have seeds that are left over that you can replant next year. This is how farming's always been done. You reuse what's called these saved seeds for next year. Well, what they do is they created these mutations by messing with things in the genes and all this and that, and they spread because seeds normally spread anyway. And so what happens is some of these seeds go sterile so that next year's seeds won't produce anything. Well, you can imagine if this got into, say, a third world country, these Terminator seeds ended up showing up. They could spread throughout the community to where next year nothing will grow. And yes, they've got a little chemical that you can spray on it to make it grow. But you have to pay them for this. I mean, this is insane. If this stuff gets out, even if it just got out by accident and spread over, we could have serious famine, serious problem all over, and they would essentially be able to do just as they have done, which is extort money out of people. This is a totally wicked thing and something that needs to be brought to the attention of many people because it's already happening. They've been doing it quietly. They've got all the right people in place. You know, the people in the EPA and the FDA crooked, and allowing them to have free reign to start putting these crops out in places without anything, no health testing that they're any different than regular food. The problem is if that seed will corrupt and start changing the DNA of other seeds, what will it do to people when you're eating it? And they're putting these bacteria and they're putting these different things in there. You know, there's a whole bunch of information on the web, so I suggest you just Google Monsanto and you'll find out that this is big. They already own a huge portion of the soybeans. They're going after wheat next, and it just grows and spreads before they could hold the world hostage. From a religious standpoint, if you want to see, you know, people are always worried about the one world government and controlling all the people. Well, if you control the food supply and you could kill off all the crops in 1 year and starve people, you know, you can't make your Wheaties without wheat. And all of these things, they use that, and these guys are buying up all the stuff behind the scenes, buying up other seed companies and buying up any seeds and patenting them so no one else can use it. I mean, it's really insidious. And you know, if you're not paying attention to this, I mean, if you're going to you know, read the Bible and you're trying to spread the word, guess what? You'll be amazed at how quick the world will change if you don't have any food to eat. I mean, look in the Torah, look in the Bible. Famines changed everything. Look at the story of Joseph. What happened? All the people came and sold all their land. They gave themselves as servants, all their cattle. They gave everything up to Egypt because Egypt was the only one that had food. Well, if Monsanto has their way, they'll have the rights to all of the food and can control whether anything grows or doesn't. And even the people who don't want to play ball, all their stuff will start to infect it also. So Google it, stand up, make your voice heard, share this video. There's tons of videos out there about Monsanto. Put them on your social web pages because when you do that, you spread the word. People don't know. If people took the time to dig it all into this, they would be so bothered and worried about what they're doing and getting away with right now. They'd cry up. There's 3 ways you got to beat them. Number 1, don't buy any of their Roundup. That's their main product they started with. Number 2 is we got to get the people who are in bed with them out of the FDA. The regulators are ex-employees of them. There's no way that should at all happen. Any regulator should not have worked for one of the companies they're regulating. Number 2, the political piece. They donate a bunch of money to people. You have to step up and tell Obama, Republicans, Democrats, whoever you stand for, tell them that you don't want anything to do with Monsanto and you want them stopped. And when the voice is heard loud enough and people are educated, then the change will have to happen. And at least the light will be shined on them. No more backroom deals of, oh, hey, look the other way. We don't have to have any regulations on this. I mean, they don't want to label food that's been genetically modified. They've changed the structure, the natural structure of it, and they think that we don't have the right to know, even though we have the right to know what ingredients. If there's red number 5, you don't have the right to know if something's got an altered DNA that could be disruptive to your health. That's insane. So do something about it. Don't just get angry. Educate yourself, and then do something. Tell somebody. put it on your social network. Everyone has about 100 friends. It'll spread out and make a difference.